Today on SAU News, Cold Coffee makes history as the first coffee shop available on campus.
Has local crime grown recently? We'll bring you the facts.
These stories and more coming up.
SAU News starts now.
Welcome to SAU News. I'm Aaron Patterson.
And I'm Hal Moore. Our weekly news broadcast is brought to you by the School of Journalism and Communication. In many minds, Southern represents a safe, spiritual environment to learn. But is campus truly as safe as many think? SAU News reporter Josue Vega brings us the facts.
Collegedale police confirm they have arrested 24-year-old Claude Abram Finch III today.
Earlier this school year, community member Claude Finch III was arrested for sexually assaulting and stalking victims on SAU's campus. Only a few weeks later, Christopher Jongjin Wan, a senior accounting major at Southern, was arrested for stabbing his roommate on an off-campus location. In January, Corey Stallings and 2 other juveniles were arrested for burglarizing 4 cars in one night. While Southern Adventist University and the Collegedale city at large can certainly seem like the perfect safe haven, recent events call into question whether students and faculty should be more concerned about crime. Some students gave their opinion about feeling safe on campus.
No. I have some friends that I know have been followed home, and I feel like it's not a completely safe environment. So.
Yeah, I would say I feel physically safe, yeah. I think part of that has to do with, me being a man, though.
Charlene Arnold, a junior public relations major living at the university-owned Winding Creek Apartments, was a victim of the January car burglaries. She states that she was shocked when she heard about previous burglaries, but never imagined it would happen to her.
When it happened to me, I was really surprised and somewhat just disappointed that things like that happen here, but they happen everywhere we go.
Additionally, on-campus stores have been targeted as well. You might have noticed recently in the Village Market, campus safety officers standing by the cashiers up front. This stands to reason, as in the last 60 days, there have been 13 different reports of shoplifting. According to homefacts.com, a website dedicated to providing neighborhood information, Collegedale is actually 73.85% lower than the national crime average. However, FBI reports show that while crime reports in Collegedale peaked in 2013, as of 2020, these reports were steadily on the rise again. In light of those statistics, people on campus should always take security precautions. Lock your doors. Carry safety gear like whistles, alarms, or pepper spray. Be aware of your surroundings. If we all do our part, we can keep Collegedale and our campus a safer place.
Earlier today, Campus Safety emailed us with an interesting statistic. Last year, around this same time, there were about 13 criminal incidents reported on campus. This year so far, there have been 37.
I have no idea what would cause that to go up so much in one year.
It's just the crime rate around here seems to be going up a little bit.
Awful. If you're looking to buy your morning cup of coffee to get you through the day, look no further than right here on campus. Tucked away in the university's shopping center is an espresso machine crafting lattes and Americanos for coffee drinkers on campus. Cold Coffee had its soft opening last Monday, and within 24 hours, they gained over 200 followers, 100 shares, and 700 views on their Instagram account. By Tuesday morning, students filled the small space to place their order. The coffee shop is a part of the vegan restaurant Crumbleberry Market, owned and managed by the Gusman family.
We've got just a really big, positive reaction from everyone that's come in, students, faculty, and just even other people from the community. We started this as a project because we had professors and students asking if we sold coffee, and we've decided to do it, and it's just been a positive reaction since.
Gusman says they take a natural and high-quality approach when it comes to their menu, featuring locally roasted coffee beans, dairy-free milk, and non-artificial house-made syrups. They will soon offer matcha lattes, London fogs, and a variety of teas. They're open Tuesday to Thursday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Friday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So have you had a chance to check it out yet?
I've gotten 2 aged vanilla lattes and 1 chai latte.
Man, I'm looking forward to trying that. If you are a vegan with a sweet tooth, you have limited options for high-quality desserts. But here's someone working to provide vegans with new dessert options. Freshman Colette Williams started her vegan dessert business when she was 14 years old. Today she makes and sells her culinary treats right here on campus. Colette's Creations makes a variety of plant-based desserts, including pies, cookies, and cupcakes.
I became vegan about 4 years ago, and I've always loved to bake and cook, but I realized there wasn't a ton of vegan options for me. So I decided to make my own, and my friends and family encouraged me, you should make this into a business. My favorite compliment to hear was, it doesn't even taste vegan.
Colette strives to change the stereotypical thoughts on vegan food. She has an Instagram page and a website including pictures of her creations and current menu. She provides seasonal items and is always experimenting with new recipes. Check out Colette's vegan desserts on her Instagram at Colette's Creation.
If you want to make a business out of your hobby, TikTok may be the best place to start. Christine Magnuson takes us into a world of a girl who went viral by crocheting.
5, 6, 7, 8. Dance with me in my... Many people practice for hours trying to make their TikTok dances go viral. But one thing we've learned from the internet is that the most unexpected content can capture extra attention. Leah Lazan hadn't pulled out her yarn and hook for several years until a 13-hour road trip to Southern. She took a video crocheting a hat and it reached 2 million views.
I've never thought that crocheting is cool, but it was like fun and it was cool to me. So it was just nice to know that I wasn't a grandmother to 2 million people.
Because her TikTok song malfunctioned at the end of the video, she improvised with her own voice.
So we sing, na 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 na, everything is perfect.
After that video, requests poured in for crochet hats, and Leah started an Etsy shop where she immediately sold about 60 of them.
Leah started crocheting when she was 8 years old, when her mother invited older women from church to come crochet and drink tea. Now, you could say she's quite the professional. If you're not a great plant mom, check out her hanging plants for sale now on Etsy.
She's taught lots of her friends to crochet and found others who shared the same hobby.
You can make something for someone and send a little piece of yourself to them through just the string.
Leah even got everyone at the Student Missions Retreat hooked all weekend. She doesn't like sitting around, so even while watching TV, she knits. It tricks her mind into feeling relaxed, but also productive. A closer look at her designs shows crocheting is an expression of her fun and creative personality. For SAU News, I'm Christine Magnuson.
Find Leah on TikTok at miss.lasagna, where you'll also find her Etsy link, La La Lasagna.
Advancement is moving from Lynn Wood Hall to the top floor of Wright Hall, former home of the Student Center. Plans to remodel the design have been underway since the beginning of the semester. Financial Administration VP Tom Verrill says that while other departments, like student support, have vacated Lynn Wood, the building will still be used.
Yes, actually we're looking at having academic programs there. We're still working on the details of who that'll be, but it'll be an academic building. We're renovating this space where campus ministries used to be, and our advancement office and alumni office will be in that area. So we're updating that to be available for them in the coming months.
As departments relocate, one thing remains clear. Meeting the needs of the university will remain the administration's priority.
Last Friday, Reddit brought back their most infamous subreddit for April Fool's Day, but what started as a prank quickly became one of the most memorable events in internet history. The original r/place was a social experiment that asked, what would it look like if the entire internet had access to the same 1 million pixel canvas? The result was a mixture of art, patriotic skirmishes, and one of course, memes. Last week, r/place returned, but this time with quadruple the pixels and colors. One data analyst shared some awesome findings from looking at the first experiment.
Turns out people love to edit center points on patterns and symbols, and they also love editing eyes on characters. The other major source of heat is when two communities collide and fight over territory. Here you can see the German and the French flags appear on the first night of the experiment. The Germans decided it would be pretty funny if their flag invaded the French flag. So here it comes. The French, in unfortunate conformance to stereotype, beat a hasty retreat. But at that moment, the rainbow that had been bouncing all around the map hits the intersection point and outgrows the flag for the European Union. Magical.
Some of this year's most notable events were Canada's struggle to maintain its maple leaf, Among Us characters invading famous art pieces, and the rise and fall of the French flag. Ultimately, this experiment was about communities coming together to carve their place in internet history. While no one knows the next time this will happen, Southern students are already making plans to create the SAU logo for the next event.
A recent storm came and left as quickly as lightning, but its impact is still with us.
The university's big tent took a hit, as well as several trees on campus.
Reporter Maria Hernandez is with us with the details. Hello, Maria.
Thanks. I'm glad to be here.
Maria, many of us got the severe weather alert on our phones, but didn't see wind actually pick up until later in the evening.
It was about 7 o'clock when the sky got dark and it looked threatening. The storm itself was over in just minutes. Afterwards, you could see the damage between Village Market and Halsey Wellness Center.
The short but strong storm that swept through Collegedale yesterday did some damage around Southern's campus. The winds knocked down the big tent previously used for worship services and an old sugar maple tree by it. Landscape Services arrived early this morning to inspect and clean up the area.
Got a call last night that the tree was on the tent, so we came out. Fortunately, it wasn't on the tent, but the tent blew down too. But yeah, we got one of the maples blown off down here. We're trying to figure out whether to take the other two trees out too because they're damaged. So.
Landscape and Plant Services have been moving machinery around to clean up the place. They have picked up tree debris and also found the props for sunrise that were stored under the tent.
So they had stuff like, I think these are for like the Jerusalem walls. They also had some stage stuff, so some stairs over here. And then I think they have some other supplies and some bags as well. So that's pretty much what we've seen so far. Pull this up just a little bit more.
Unfortunately, as you can see, the storm ripped the tent's vinyl fabric and it damaged aluminum supports. The university purchased the $30,000 tent using government grant money when the COVID pandemic began. Whether it will be repaired, it's uncertain.
Fortunately, besides the tent and the tree, the storm did not damage anything else on campus buildings.
Maria, were there any damage to the sunrise props that were laying around campus?
Yes, one set of stairs for the Last Supper and other support pieces will need to be replaced, but nothing major was damaged. The sunrise event should not be affected by the collapse.
Maria, where are they planning to store all the props now?
So I spoke with Cherry Williams, communications director at the Collegedale Church, and she says some of the sunrise props will remain stored under the tent. Other props will be relocated into a utility trailer until sunrise April 16.
Thanks, Maria.
No problem.
It is common knowledge in the School of Journalism and Communication that professors desire to make lasting connections with their students. Professor Sam Ncana is no exception. Delicious food and community were just some of what you enjoyed last Saturday if you were one of the 30 students from all across campus who were invited to the Ncana Home. Food was served right upon arrival, and Ncana tempted each student with his signature scorpion pepper hot sauce.
Yeah, I love this event because it brings joy to my heart. It allows students to be able to feel as though they are at home, because that's what my wife and I have provided over the years, and we have not stopped and will continue to do it.
After lunch, Professor Ncana captivated guests as he shared the story of how he and his wife Cynthia met. Students left well fed after enjoying an afternoon of social and physical nourishment.
Did you try the hot sauce? Was it?
It was bad. It was really bad. It was hot.
Our campus has many talented musicians, but in the singer-songwriter category, Mass Comm major Jasmine Miller stands out. SAU News reporter Noah Bynum introduces us to Miller's talent and passion for music.
Jasmine has been singing for as long as she can remember and playing guitar since she was just 7 years old. She's mostly self-taught through a combination of internet tutorials and playing for church services. Her mother and grandfather being a huge influence on her passion for music.
Her grandfather was an especially big influence. He ran a radio station and messed with equipment, kind of like this.
She wrote her first song 3 years ago while at summer camp, away from the rest of the world.
I have seen music be Jasmine's almost therapy. She is able to put her emotions and feelings into her songwriting, and then it affects others in a really positive way.
For her music, this is how it impacted her.
Over this last break, I was recording my first EP kind of album, and while I was in the studio, I was just recognizing how happy I was just in there singing and just doing the guitar and all of that. It was just I was so happy, and I felt like this is my happy place. This is what I love doing.
For her fellow musicians and songwriters, her advice to you is to be okay with being uncomfortable. You never know if you don't try. For SAU News, I'm Noah Bynum.
You can listen to Jasmine's songs on any streaming platform under Jasmine with a Z, White.
It's one of the biggest cultural nights of the year, Asian Night. Last weekend, the line to get in was so long that it reached from Isles Gym to the Taylor Circle roundabout. SAU News reporter Alexia Bernardo catches the color and diversity on display.
The sound of a Pacific Islander war chant was just one of the many performances that wowed the audience during Asian Night. Southern's Asian Club puts together a show every year with music, food, video skits, and live cultural dances. Students, parents, some from as far away as California, are part of the packed house. Some even standing the whole time.
I must say, I'm a fan of their work.
This year's theme, the Asian Bachelorette, based on the popular TV show. The star, Junior Allied Health major Alyssa Gibbs. 7 male contestants tried to win her favor, and each represented one of 7 countries. Video clips showed the Bachelorette on a date with contestants who tried to charm her despite their quirks.
You know, despite it being a funny movie show, you were still a lot to learn from each country and how they represented each other.
The dance choreography displayed the beautiful Asian cultures that makes each one unique.
And that dance, it actually had some kind of Chinese moves in it. So it's really cool to mix the Chinese culture and the dance together.
Audience members loved seeing the performers' energy and joy.
I love the young people having a great time together. That was the best part, seeing their wonderful faces, just how much they enjoyed it. So we enjoyed it with them.
I had so much fun at Asian Night that I had to try out one of the activities actually presented by the Filipino culture. The night was a success. It was like a firework of all this culture. And at the end of the night, I felt like everyone came together as one, which is the beauty of culture. For SAU News, I'm Alexia Bernardo.
The creative director, Bryant Oy, put many hours of hard work into writing, filming, and editing The Asian Bachelorette, all in the span of 2 short months. Asian Night once again proves why it's one of the most talked about events. I went, and it was awesome. It was about a 2-hour event, but every second of it was lively, upbeat.
Asian Night's just one of my favorite nights of the year.
It was awesome. Awesome.
SAU News is a production of the Television and News Production class here at Southern School of Journalism and Communication. I'm Hal Moore.
And I'm Aaron Patterson. Do you have a newsworthy story? Head over to our Instagram and send us a message at SAU_news.
Thanks for watching.